Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're setting off on a really unique expedition. We're going beyond the usual postcards, the
Yeah,
popular images, to truly understand the vibrant heart of the Philippines.
that's right.
Our mission really is to explore the distinct cultural, historical, and architectural identities. The ones woven right into the fabric of its three major regions, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao.
Mm-hmm.
We want to uncover the surprising ingenuity, the deep stories, and that resilient spirit behind Philippine vernacular styles.
And for this deep dive, we've got a fantastic primary source. It's called USC in 3131 vernacularstyle.pdf.
Okay.
And this is a really comprehensive academic work, meticulously researched. It promises to peel back the layers on these fascinating regional differences. It's packed with insights that will offer you, our listener, a wealth of surprising facts, and I think a much deeper appreciation for this incredibly vibrant nation.
Absolutely. Because, despite being one country, the Philippines is just this incredible mosaic of traditions, beliefs, artistic expressions.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It really is.
Each major region, each island group, tells its own unique story through its material culture. Its architecture, its textiles, its everyday tools, its whole way of life.
Yeah.
So get ready to really immerse yourselves in these unique narratives as we uncover them together. Let's begin our exploration up north with Luzon, the northern heartbeat of the archipelago.
Luzon, the northern heartbeat.
Okay, Luzon.
Yeah.
As you might know, it's the largest island in the Philippine archipelago. It's huge, a massive landmass, accounting for over a third of the nation's total land area.
Wow, over a third.
Yeah, its sheer size kind of hints at the incredible diversity in geography, culture, and history that we're about to uncover just within its borders.
And right there, within that vastness, lies the capital, Manila, a city whose name, it seems to whisper of its deep connection to the natural world, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, Manila was named after the white flowering nylad plant. Apparently, it once grew really abundantly along the banks of the Pasig River.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's like a poetic reminder that even our biggest, most bustling cities have these origins deeply embedded in the local environment, way before any colonial influence came along.
That's a great point. And that natural connection, it really extends throughout Luzon. It showcases a breathtaking array of landscapes. Just think of the mountainous rice terraces in Ifugao Province, a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Oh, yeah. Incredible.
They're not just an agricultural marvel, though.
Sure.
Our source specifically highlights them as an outstanding architectural monument of the landscape itself.
Wow, built into the landscape.
Exactly. Imagine that the land's sculpted into a living, breathing monument by generations and generations of human effort.
Amazing.
And beyond that, you've got the lush forests of Quezon Province, still thriving with indigenous wildlife. It paints a vivid picture of, relatively untouched beauty.
Right.
And if you venture further north, you hit the windswept, almost treeless Batanes Islands with their very distinctive stone houses. Totally different look.
Right. Built for the wind.
Exactly. And then there's a wealth of ancient caves found in northeastern Luzon, too. It just underscores the sheer ecological and geographical variety that has shaped life here for centuries.
It's incredible to think about how these diverse natural features must have profoundly shaped the early inhabitants and their societies.
Absolutely.
And when we talk about history, Luzon's narrative, it unfolds in these deep, multi-layered chapters. Take Manila again. When the Spanish conquistador, Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, arrived in 1571, he wasn't stepping onto, a blank slate or some undeveloped outpost. Fascinatingly, Manila was already an established, bustling trading post 1,000 years before he even got there.
1,000 years. That's significant.
It really is. It's not just some historical footnote. It completely challenges that common narrative of discovery,
Yeah.
It underscores the sophisticated indigenous trade networks that were thriving in the archipelago long before any European contact.
Right. It paints a picture of a vibrant ancient hub, far from a blank slate. That historical depth is absolutely crucial to understanding the Philippines. And the 19th century in Manila, that's when significant revolutionary stirrings really came to a head.
Yeah.
Jose Rizal, a huge figure in Filipino history.
Of course.
He penned his 1887 novel, a powerful work that profoundly defined Filipino-Spanish relations and really ignited a new era of national consciousness. His writings were a catalyst, absolutely. They inspired this yearning for self-determination.
And taking Rizal's cue, just a few years later, 1892, Andres Bonifacio founded the Katipunan.
The secret society.
Exactly, a secret society pushing for complete independence from Spain. This was a direct, powerful, often covert response to colonial rule, a movement for genuine self-liberation.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting Luzon housed two of the first three cities founded by Spanish invaders back in the late 1500s. By 1572, Vigan was already established on the northwest Ilocos coast.
Ah, Vigan. What's particularly poignant about Vigan is its status today. It remains one of the country's best-preserved Spanish-style cities, right?
Yeah.
A living testament to that specific colonial era.
Definitely. You feel like you're stepping back in time.
You do. However, our source points out it's now considered a small town, described as a far cry from the bustling Spanish city it once was.
Yeah.
And this transformation, from a vibrant colonial hub to this quietly preserved town today, it offers a poignant insight. It's like a living museum, not just of Spanish influence, but also of how empires fade, how even the grandest centers can quietly reflect the passage of time, leaving behind this unique architectural fossil almost.
That's a great way to put it, a powerful narrative of change.
Yeah.
So when we visit these places, we're not just seeing old buildings, we're stepping into layers of history. Each stone, each street telling a complex story. You can visualize some of Luzon's most notable places today. Intramuros, the walled city, the center of Spanish colonial power, and Rizal Park, which was originally known as Luneta. The central portion of Rizal Park is the solemn dedication to Jose Rizal himself, symbolizing national memory and reverence. A place for quiet reflection, really, and national pride.
And beyond the urban centers, you have those truly ingenious rice terraces in Banaway, right in the heart of Ifugao country.
Breathtaking.
They really are. These ancient terraces, sometimes sheltered by pines, are more than just agricultural land. They are a profound testament to ancient engineering, sustained communal effort over centuries, and a deep, profound respect for the land. They're living, working monuments that continue to feed communities today.
Then there's Mayon Volcano. Its name comes from Magayan, meaning beautiful in the Bicolano dialect. And it is stunning, that perfect conical shape.
Okay.
It first erupted for recorded observation way back in 1616, apparently. So it's a natural spectacle with a really dramatic historical presence.
And off Luzon shores, another natural wonder of global significance awaits, Epo Reef. It's recognized as the second largest continuous coral reef in the world.
Wow, second largest in the world.
And the largest one in the Philippines. So these aren't just geographic points on a map. They're cultural and natural touchstones that really inspire awe and reverence.
Definitely. So let's dig into the people, the ethnic diversity of Luzon. It helps us appreciate this rich human tapestry.
Absolutely. We encounter groups like the Igorot, which is kind of a broad term, literally meaning people of the mountains. It refers to several distinct indigenous communities living in the Cordillera region.
Okay.
Then there are the Ifugao, whose name simply means hill. This is a specific group known as ingenious wet rice agriculturalists, the very people who sculpted those mountainous areas into the terraces we were just talking about.
Right, the creators of those monuments.
Exactly.
And it's important to remember these aren't monolithic groups, right? They're a collection of diverse communities. Our source mentions the 4 original provinces that made up what was once the larger mountain province. Benguet, Bomtok.
Which was later officially renamed Mountain Province, confusingly enough.
Right. And Kalinga Apayao and Ifugao?
Precisely. For instance, Kalinga Apayao, with its rugged terrain, it borders Cagayan to the north and east, Abra and Ilocos Norte to the west. It highlights its strategic, often isolated position. And Bontoc itself is mainly composed of various subgroups, including the Balangaos and Gadangs, each with their own distinct dialects and customs. So this intricate tapestry of communities, languages, territories, it truly defines the region and its unique cultural expressions.
So how does all this rich history and ethnic diversity play out in their concepts of culture and religion?
Well, the early Spanish priest chroniclers, when they arrived, they noted something interesting. While the Tagalogs, a dominant group in central Luzon, spoke of Bathala as their principal god.
Okay.
Other peoples around the archipelago had different terms for what seems to be the same concept of an all-powerful deity.
So a shared underlying spiritual foundation, maybe, just with different names?
That's what it suggests. And underpinning this sort of monotheistic concept were the Anitos, the lesser deities. These were often believed to be the spirits of deceased ancestors,
Right.
considered, if properly appropriated, meaning they could be supplicated for help in times of stress or for guidance.
Makes sense.
Other Anitos were powerful spirits believed to reside in special natural objects. You know, old majestic trees, powerful rivers, or really awe-inspiring rock outcroppings. This deep animist belief system is profoundly intertwined with their daily lives and their relationship with the natural world. It really shapes their customs and reverence.
This is where it gets really fascinating. Because, unusually for an Asian country, the Philippines today is largely Catholic, right? A legacy of centuries of Spanish rule.
Correct.
Yet, their worship, while the source says highly ritualistic, still shows the strong attachment to folk tradition, which is clearly underpinned by those ancient animist beliefs we just talked about.
Exactly. So you have this incredible, vibrant fusion happening.
Right.
Traditional reverence for nature and ancestors coexists and often blends almost seamlessly with Catholic practices.
It's amazing.
And in the shrines and churches of Luzon, where women's equality and roles of power as priestesses had long been a tradition in pre-colonial animist practices, Mary, the mother of Jesus, became the standard bearer of Catholicism. This highlights a fascinating continuity and adaptation, where a new religious framework was integrated, partly by finding parallels with existing cultural norms, especially in venerating powerful female figures.
Wow. And this remarkable mixture of religions, from ancient animism to introduced Christianity, it's nowhere more vividly showcased than in the Philippine festivals, right? They're so passionate and dramatic.
Oh, absolutely.
They aren't just parties. They're deeply rooted cultural expressions, often blending spiritual devotion with vibrant community celebrations. In Luzon, you have festivals like the Ati-Atihan.
Named after the dark-skinned Negrito Aborigines, the original inhabitants of Panay Island, though the most famous celebration is in Calabo, Aklan.
Right, people paint their faces black, wear tribal costumes, mimicking the Ati people, and dance through the streets. It's incredible energy.
Then there's the Moriones Festival on Marinduque Islands.
Yeah.
The entire island basically becomes a stage for this epic reenactment of the story of Longinus, the Roman centurion.
With the masks.
Yes. Men and women in Roman soldier costumes and these colorful, often grotesque masks parading for a week, fulfilling vows. It adds to the dramatic atmosphere.
And the Flores de Mayo, the flowers of May, beautiful tributes to the Virgin Mary, culminating in that glittering parade of crowns and costumes, the Santa Cruzon on the last Sunday of May. It's like a religious procession meets a beauty pageant.
It really is. And not to be outdone, the town of Lucban in Quezon Province comes alive for the Pahiyas Festival.
The Harvest Festival.
Exactly. A vibrant Thanksgiving where houses are adorned with colorful rice wafers called kaiping, plus giant caravels and scarecrows made of paper mache. It's a spectacular display of creativity and gratitude.
It's clear these festivals are not just events. They're dynamic, visually stunning, deeply personal expressions of both spiritual devotion and community identity, a rich part of the material culture.
Definitely. Now, if we talk about the Filipino clothing and fashion, our sources reveal something significant. By the early 19th century, Western fashion had really impacted daily lives quite heavily. This led to a decline in traditional garments, leaving only vestiges of pre-colonial clothing styles. It speaks to a rapid, pervasive cultural shift brought by colonial influence and increased trade.
But those vestiges and the adaptations that followed are truly fascinating and distinctive. Like the Gadang people, they're known for their meticulously weaved headgear, often adorned with intricate beads and shells. It reflects their cultural identity. And from Bontoc, there's the bachelor's hat, the suklang. It's a unique conical cap made from rattan, wood, brass, worn by men, symbolizing their status.
And Ifugao women wear that distinctive wraparound skirt, the ampuyu, or tolj. The everyday version, often called a tapis, traditionally consists of a blue cloth with narrow white horizontal stripes. It indicates regional identity through textile patterns.
Right, these garments aren't just clothing, they're cultural markers conveying status, origin, artistry. And of course, the iconic Maria Clara dress, a symbol of Filipino grace and tradition. It originated as the national costume for Filipino women, inspired directly by Juan Luna's 1895 painting La Bulaqueña, which depicted a mestiza heroine.
Ah, hence the name.
Precisely. It truly embodies a blend of Spanish colonial elegance and Filipino sensibility. Similarly, the barot saya, that traditional blouse and skirt ensemble, is considered a Filipiniana, a dress seen only in the Philippines. A unique national symbol rooted in practical adaptation to the tropical climate.
And for men, of course, the barong Tagalog, or just barong, an embroidered formal garment, usually made of translucent fabric like piña or juicy, worn untucked over an undershirt, a staple for formal occasions.
Classic.
Interestingly, Filipinos had also widely adopted trousers that reached slightly below the knee and wore loose, short-sleeved shirts. It shows how Western styles were adapted for comfort and practicality in the heat. It's testament to how fashion evolves through cultural exchange and environmental necessity.
Okay, let's unpack this further. Let's shift to the diverse art forms that really showcase Luzon's ingenuity in material culture. Textiles, for instance. The craftsmanship is remarkable.
Definitely.
We have the binakol, that ceremonial blanket from northern Luzon, specifically the Ilocano people, known for its mesmerizing geometric patterns that can create an optical illusion.
Oh yeah, those are amazing.
Then there's Kalinga textile, vibrant, intricately woven cotton used in skirts, often with bold colors and symbolic designs dating back to the 20th century. And the Isnig blanket, a shaman blanket from the northwestern region, imbued with spiritual significance used in rituals. Each piece tells a story, local materials, traditional techniques, cultural meaning.
And then you have the art of basketry and carving, natural materials transformed into functional art. The Araya Mangin Community Village in Mindoro, for example, is renowned for its skilled basket weavers, creating intricate designs from local fibers.
Beautiful work.
And you also find the bulu, those powerful revered rice granary guardians from Ifugao, carved from wood. These figures aren't just decorative. They're believed to protect the harvest and ensure prosperity. They embody protection and abundance within the community. Right, functional spirituality. And in sculpture, especially after Christianity arrived, we see beautiful expressions of faith through local craftsmanship. Christ child wood statues, wooden Madonnas, often called santos. These pieces, while depicting Catholic figures, often bear the distinct mark of Filipino artistic interpretation and local materials. And the intricate San Agustin church door carvings from 1607, part of a World Heritage Site in Intramuros, are just breathtaking. A testament to enduring artistic legacy, blending European iconography with Filipino skill.
But maybe one of the most unique, most iconic Filipino inventions originating from Luzon is the jeepney.
The jeepney, yes. This is where ingenuity meets art and convenience in a really spectacular way. These long bed, colorful, Jeep-like vehicles, they didn't just appear out of nowhere. They began as the sensible recycling of surplus U.S. Army Jeeps left behind after World War II.
Think about that resourcefulness. Taking abandoned military vehicles and transforming them into this vital public transport system.
It's a powerful example of adaptation and, well, sustainability by necessity.
And the poppy art decor on these things is just incredible. Each one is a rolling piece of folk art. Their chrome bodies, buffed to a shine or painted in unbelievably vibrant colors. They exhibit this wealth of brazen adornments. You see everything. Small nickel stallions on the hood, elaborate chrome bits, non-functional antenna with plastic streamers.
Yeah, everything but the kitchen sink sometimes.
Exactly. It's a visual spectacle, a riot of color and personalized expression. It transforms a utilitarian vehicle into a unique cultural statement and a truly beloved national icon.
Definitely. When we look at Luzon's vernacular architecture, we find a fascinating, unifying element running across many Filipino houses, despite all the regional variations.
What's that?
It's the habitation of a floating volume raised on stilts. This isn't just aesthetics, it's a crucial, highly practical adaptation for the tropical environment.
Right. Ventilation, floods, pests.
Exactly. It provides natural ventilation, protection from floods during the rainy season, and defense against pests. This elevated structure is a profound commonality.
It's remarkable how this simple principle ties together so many diverse building traditions. We're talking about specific house types: Payao, Bontoc, Kalinga, Ifugao, Kankane, Sagada, Ivatan.
Right.
Each demonstrates local ingenuity and materials applied to that common environmental challenge, but with their own distinct look.
And then there's the interior design and furniture. It reflects practicality and ingenuity born from necessity. Early human societies, always on the move, didn't need elaborate, heavy furniture.
Makes sense.
But they always needed ways to store their belongings securely. So containers were invented. Simple, portable things like baskets and light woven boxes, like the Philippine tampipi, that foldable mat-like container.
Okay.
The chest, or ball, is actually described by our source as man's oldest household item, emphasizing its fundamental role in early domestic life.
This is where we find some particularly interesting details. Wooden lusongs, those mortars used for husking rice, from Luzon. They're highly valued today for their worn wood and austere shape, bearing the marks of generations of use.
Oh, beautiful patina.
Exactly. The large pestles used with them are always plain, cinched midway for holding. Some mortars might have subtle plant motifs carved on them, but this source emphasizes no home was without one. highlighting their universal importance.
In fact, there's a fascinating historical tidbit from Spanish writers. They suggest the very name Luzon might have been coined by their soldiers after these ubiquitous lusongs they saw in every Tagalog home.
No way. Really?
Apparently. The large carved lusong was typically used by men for the heavier work, while women often had a smaller, lighter version for daily tasks. It's a remarkable detail connecting the island's name to such a fundamental, everyday household item. Speaks volumes about its cultural significance.
That's incredible. And speaking of household items and artistry, northern heirloom baskets, particularly from the Bontoc Benguet tribes, are outstanding for their silken feel and weave. They're typically much finer, tighter than new containers of the same shape, a testament to the skill of past generations. These older baskets are now most sought after because of their rarity and appreciating value. They're not just utilitarian, they're prized cultural artifacts.
Definitely collector's items now. The Ifco house interior offers a perfect example of minimalist functionality combined with deep cultural understanding.
How so?
Well, there are typically few accessories inside, reflecting a focus on essentials. Above the central fireplace, you find 2 racks. The lower one for firewood, letting it dry, and the upper one for the crucial storage of rice, keeping it safe from pests and moisture. There's also a shelf called a pati resting on the wall, hut club, and connecting to the roof underside, providing extra storage without cluttering the main space.
Then the entry.
Even the entry is unique. A single notched log ladder is the way in, and its lower part, resting on the ground, is deliberately narrower than the upper part. Maybe a subtle defense thing?
Yeah.
Or just practical for stability. Or symbolic. Hard to say for sure. But this interior truly embodies a harmony of function, tradition, and environmental adaptation.
Visayas, the central crossroads.
Fascinating. From the northern heartbeat of Luzon, let's now travel south and anchor our deep dive in the central crossroads, the Visayas. This is a sprawling island group, right in the center of the Philippine archipelago.
Right in the middle.
The term Visayan broadly labels the people in dominant language, though our source points out 3 distinct cultural linguistic groups living on islands spanning from Leyte in the east, near the Pacific, all the way to Panay in the west. And most people here, it notes, primarily farm or fish, reflecting the region's agricultural and maritime backbone.
And the history of the Visayas is just pivotal, not just for the region, but for the Philippines as a whole. Our historical journey begins with a moment that really forever altered the course of Philippine history.
Magellan.
Exactly. The fateful voyage started well enough on March 16, 1521. Portuguese navigator Ferdinand Magellan, leading a Spanish expedition, anchored in Leyte Gulf.
Okay.
And a truly iconic moment occurred when his Malaysian slave, Enrique de Maluca, hailed a small boat of 8 natives from the rail of their ship, the Trinidad. This act, bridging languages across continents, it stands as one of the earliest recorded intercultural contacts in the region, a prelude to centuries of profound change.
But this initial, maybe cautious encounter quickly escalated into a dramatic and defining conflict.
It did. Just 6 weeks later, Magellan had sailed north to Cebu. There, he attempted to Christianize the local Raja Humabon and about 500 of his followers. This push for religious conversion quickly led to a confrontation that would shape the destiny of both the Spanish expedition and the islands.
The battle with Lapu-Lapu.
Indeed. The resistance came from Lapu-Lapu, described as a minor Raja of Mactan, a muddy coral island just off Cebu. He famously defended his island with some 2,000 warriors against 48 armor-clad Spaniards.
Wow, those are tough odds for the Spanish.
It was a David and Goliath struggle, not just for territory, but for sovereignty, for cultural integrity, and the battle famously claimed Magellan's life, making him the first European to die on Philippine soil. Today, a white obelisk on Mactan marks the spot, a somber reminder of that clash, honoring Lapu-Lapu as the first Filipino hero to resist foreign rule.
So what does this all mean when we explore the islands of significance and the diverse landscapes within the Visayas today? Cebu, for instance, not just any city, is widely recognized as the oldest city in the Philippines, founded by the Spanish. It stands as a vibrant commercial and education center for the Visayas, and has even become a model for tourism development. It's so ingrained in local culture that locals affectionately use bai, pronounced bai, as a familiar term of endearment. It signals close relationships, community.
Mactan, of course, holds immense historical weight. Most famous for Magellan's marker, that monument erected in 1886 commemorating his death and the battle.
Right.
And moving to Biliran, its highest peaks, Tres Marias, Three Marias, form this trio of seemingly equidistant mountaintops, a favorite for local climbers and adventurers, offering breathtaking views.
Further south, the island of Bohol. That's where Miguel Lopez de Legazpi anchored briefly in 1563, sealing a blood compact with Sandugo, with the local chieftain, Dajusikatuna. That ritual of friendship and alliance is still celebrated today.
And then there's Sequijor Island, which has earned this rather intriguing mystical reputation as the center of sorcery in the southern Philippines. Yeah. Locals there are playfully, or maybe earnestly, classified as either white sorcerers for healing and good magic, or black sorcerers for more malevolent practices. An utterly fascinating cultural detail speaking to enduring folk beliefs.
Wow, okay, that's unique.
Then there's Panay, the westernmost Visayan island, roughly triangular, primarily inhabited by the Hiligaynon, or Ilonggo, ethno-linguistic group, known for their soft, melodious dialect. But nomadic peoples are also present, adding to its diversity.
And Pelwan, famously known to the Chinese before 1000 AD as Plao Yu, land of beautiful safe harbor.
Right.
It's that elongated island province stretching like a finger into the western seas, renowned for its pristine natural beauty and biodiversity.
Absolutely stunning place. When we talk about notable places in the Visayas etched into national memory, our sources bring us to Kandahug in Palo, Lake
Gulf.
Exactly. This is where the Light Landing Memorial marks the spot where General Douglas MacArthur famously fulfilled his I shall return promise during World War II, a moment of profound national significance.
Huge moment.
Nearby, you find the Maria Cannon Garden, one of the first war monuments erected in the Philippines, featuring a statue of an Asian Madonna. This beautiful monument was donated by the Japanese people as a symbol of peace and reconciliation, a powerful gesture after conflict.
That's very moving. And Iloilo province, particularly Iloilo City, was considered a crucial religious and commercial center by the Spanish. It's home to the Renaissance-inspired Pavia Church, with its distinctive red brick walls, a striking example of colonial architecture.
And the Santa Barbara Church, also in Iloilo, is another site of immense historical significance for the region. It was here that Ilonggos first gathered to declare the revolution against Spanish rulers, marking a pivotal moment in the fight for independence.
So these places aren't just landmarks. They are stages where the complex drama of Philippine history unfolded, shaping the nation we know today.
Precisely. Now let's look at the ethnic mosaic of the Visayas, a blend of distinct groups contributing to its unique character. The broader Visayan, or Visayan groups, include the Cebuano, mainly in Cebu and eastern Visayas, the Hiligaynon, dominant in Iloilo and Negros Occidental, and the Waray from Samar and Leyte. But the region also encompasses indigenous groups like the Ati or Aeta, a Negrito ethnic group primarily found in western and central Visayas, with significant concentrations in Aklan and Capiz.
The Hiligaynon heartland lies along both sides of the broken coastlines of Panay and Negros. Known for their gentle demeanor, artistic flair, and the Waray residing on Samar, Eastern Leyte, and Biliran are recognized for their resilience and strong sense of regional identity. It truly highlights the layered cultural identities within this central region.
It does. Each contributing unique customs, languages, traditions, and religion here is deeply tied to its history, particularly the arrival of Christianity. Magellan's Cross, encased within a more permanent cross and sheltered in a small chapel in Cebu City. It stands as a powerful symbol of early Christianization. It marks the very spot where Magellan supposedly planted a cross upon arriving in Cebu in 1521, initiating the Christianization of the island. It set in motion a religious transformation that continues to define the nation.
What's truly fascinating is the continuity of those passionate, dramatic festivals we talked about in Luzon, rooted in that mixture of religions. In Visayas, this syncretism is so vividly expressed.
Oh, yeah.
Take the Sinulog in Cebu, a massive annual festival honoring the Santo Niño, the child Jesus, who was once Cebu's patron saint. It's this vibrant, almost trance-like dance procession full of drumming and shouts of "Bit Señor! Praise the Lord!" showcasing a powerful fusion of indigenous and Catholic devotion.
And in Bacolod, the capital of sugar-producing Negros Occidental, they host the Mascara Festival, famously known for its big annual party.
The smiling masks.
Exactly. This festival, born out of a crisis in the 1980s, is a celebration of resilience, featuring participants wearing those smiling masks symbolizing the City of Smiles. These festivals truly bring the blend of indigenous beliefs, historical influences, and profound religious devotion to life. A window into the Visayan spirit.
So what about traditional fashion and the socio-political structure in the Visayas? Our sources give us a glimpse into the opulent attire of the Visayan Kadatuan, the royal class, and their wives, often adorned with gold, intricate patterns reflecting their high status.
Right. And the term pintados, possibly referring to Cebuano or Waray people, famously speaks to tattooed individuals. Their bodies were extensively adorned with intricate designs, serving as marks of bravery, status, beauty.
Wow, full-body tattoos.
Often, yes. There were even pintado couples of the Timawa or Timao class, the martial feudal class, warriors and freemen holding significant positions in pre-colonial society. These details paint a vivid picture of a visually distinct, socially stratified society where adornment and roles were intricately linked.
The kimono dress, originating from the Visayas, is a prime example of traditional wear that could be worn every day or formally. Shows its versatility. Typically worn with a skirt or a West Visayan wrap called a patajong.
What's a parijong exactly?
It's a rectangular piece of fabric that can be draped or tied in various ways. Speaks to both practicality and an inherent elegance. A timeless garment.
Okay. Before the 16th century Spanish arrival, the social organization of the Visayas, like much of the archipelago, was fundamentally decentralized. Most people lived in small independent villages called barangays, each typically ruled by a local paramount ruler, a datu.
Right, the basic unit.
That was the fundamental socio-political unit, a self-governing community based on kinship and local power.
Then the Spanish introduced a new administrative structure. They founded many small towns called poblaciones, serving as administrative and religious centers. From these central population centers, roads or trails were built outward like the spokes of a wheel. Along these roadsides, numerous new villages arose, designated barrios, under the Spanish system. These were further subdivided into even smaller neighborhood units called sitios.
So a clear illustration of how colonial structures were systematically laid over existing indigenous systems, fundamentally reshaping settlement patterns and governance. Let's delve into the artistic crafts of the Visayas. Ingenuity with natural materials really shines here. Textiles, for example. Beautiful, finely woven mats from Leyte, often from rattan palm, using natural dyes for vibrant patterns.
Lovely.
And earlier Visayan textiles were traditionally made from hemp materials, from the abaca plant, Manila hemp. It's a wild banana species that doesn't bear edible fruit, but its strong fibers were crucial for weaving. Highlights the deep resourcefulness, using what the environment provided.
How did they use what was available to create such intricate crafts? Shell handicraft products, for instance, are incredibly popular. Made from various shells, sometimes combined with wood or mother of pearl, shows incredible resourcefulness, an eye for natural beauty. And the patajong itself, that indigenous Philippine rectangular or tube-like wraparound skirt, is a truly versatile and beautiful garment. It serves multiple purposes.
What's particularly fascinating here is that the Philippines' thriving guitar-making industry is centrally located on Mactan Island, just off Cebu City.
Guitars from Mactan.
Yeah. It's not just historical, it's a vibrant, living tradition. Visitors can even watch local craftsmen meticulously at work, hand-shaping these instruments, or be entertained by a quality control performance where master artisans demonstrate the beautiful sound, a testament to the region's long-standing musical heritage and craftsmanship.
That's fantastic. And notable among the Baholano weavers' products are mats and sacks made of sigurin fibers from a type of palm, known for durability, natural texture. They also produce unique antiquera baskets, combining bamboo and nito, a sturdy vine, creating distinctive patterns and robust forms. These aren't just decorative, they're functional, telling a story of regional expertise.
Definitely. Shifting to architecture in the Visayas, we get a remarkable early glimpse from Antonio Pigafetta, Magellan's chronicler.
What do you say?
His historical account describes the houses. Their houses are constructed of wood and are built on planks and bamboo, raised high from the ground on large logs, and one must enter them by means of ladders. They have rooms like ours, and under the house they keep their swine, goats, and fowls.
Wow, that confirms the stilt house idea right from the start.
Exactly. This early European description vividly validates the floating volume concept we saw in Luzon, underscoring its widespread utility in the tropical climate.
And the Bahay Kubo, the nipa hut, serves as that basic, quintessential house type across the Philippines. A universally recognized symbol of Filipino vernacular architecture. But even within this basic form, there are subtle regional differences in construction.
Yes, what's particularly insightful here is how the construction of the Cebuano house differs from northern mountain houses in a key structural way. The posts, instead of ending at the floor, are dug directly into the ground and continue past the floor, extending upwards to support the roof.
Integrated support.
Exactly. For better-built houses, hardwoods like tugas, now extinct sadly, yakul, still available, prized for durability, or malave were used. Tugas was yellowish, yakul brownish. In simpler houses, readily available bamboo was typically used for posts, shows adaptability to resources.
And the walling materials are incredibly diverse. Reflects a deep connection to local availability and ingenuity. You find everything from Nulak Pit Nipa wall, flattened woven palm leaves, to Seklat bamboo walling, Fenensa walling, Sasa bamboo walling, each with unique patterns, textures.
Amazing variety.
Beyond these, a remarkable array of other local organic materials. Coconut or nipa ribs, burry palms, kogan grass, various forms of bamboo. It's truly a testament to indigenous ingenuity. Homes built directly from what the land bountifully provides.
When we look at interior design and typical interiors, particularly in Katagukan dwellings, we find a practical, efficient layout. Majority of Katagukan dwellings have 2 rooms, the sala, which is a versatile combination, living, dining, bedroom.
Multi-purpose.
And the kitchen, or cocina. What's notable is the kitchen is an integral part of the house and not separated, highlighting its central role in family life. Many even have a 3rd room, silod, a combined sleeping and storage room. And a distinguishing feature in many Cebuano dwellings reflecting Christian influence is the altar, often a focal point for family devotion.
So what about the furniture in these homes? Reflecting tradition and adaptation. The dulang is described as a low, plain table, traditionally used for sitting on the floor.
Okay.
At the time of Spanish conquest, this was the table where the datu presided, signifying authority, communal meals. However, by the late 19th century, with societal shifts, the datu's descendants, the principal elite class, had relegated this traditional table to the kitchen, used only by servants. Shows a clear shift in status and custom.
Fascinating social change reflected in furniture use. Interestingly, as external influences arrived, so did new furniture styles. Wicker table and armchair designs from the early 20th century clearly show rounded edges typical of the Edwardian period, a blend of local craft with global trends.
Yeah, you see that fusion.
And what's truly remarkable is how a simple, everyday native fish basket even inspired the design of a wicker chair from the 1920s. This chair, despite its cruder present compared to refined pieces, featured unusually shaped armrests mimicking the basket's form. Shows how indigenous design continued to influence aesthetics even as new materials emerged.
And connecting this to traditional practices around home building, you discover powerful beliefs still very much at play. In Cebu, Mindoro, Katagukan, many people never build stairs or house ladders whose steps are divisible by 3.
Why is that?
It follows the traditional oro, plata, mala, counting gold, silver, bad luck. So, an odd number of steps must always be observed. Even numbers are believed to bring early death or misfortune. It's like a built-in architectural good luck charm, a centuries-old mnemonic device shaping their homes.
Wow. That raises questions about how deeply embedded these beliefs are, how they blend with practicality. And there's also the strong belief that the main door should always face east in the Visayas.
East, any reason.
If the main doorway faces west, the house occupants will be sickly. A superstition often tied to the functional reason that rainy winds bringing illness frequently come from the west. A fascinating blend of superstition, practicality, and environmental awareness shaping architectural decisions.
Mindanao, the Southern Tapestry.
From the central crossroads of the Visayas, let's now venture to the Southern Tapestry of Mindanao. This is the major island of the southern Philippines. A land of geographic grandeur, profound cultural distinction.
It really is distinct.
Mindanao boasts the country's highest mountain, the majestic Mount Apo, and its tallest waterfall, Maria Cristina Falls. It's a sprawling region, home to many ethnic minorities, and second in area only to Luzon, a cornerstone of the archipelago's diversity.
The natural features of Mindanao are truly breathtaking, immensely significant. Mount Apo, rising majestically, is the highest peak in the country. Its name, Apo, means Lord to the Bigobo tribes people traditionally living on its slopes.
Ah, so it's sacred to them.
Very much so. For them, it's not just a mountain. They profoundly believe the Garden of Eden had its very beginning in the verdant tropical rainforests blanketing Mount Apo, imbuing it with deep spiritual meaning.
And Maria Cristina Falls, fed by the powerful Agus River. Not just a natural wonder, but a vital economic engine. It's been harnessed for hydroelectric power, supplying most of Mindanao's electricity, a testament to the region's abundant natural resources.
Yeah, crucial infrastructure. Beyond these towering landmarks, The tropical beaches of Samal Island near Davao offer yet another stunning landscape. Pristine waters, white sands, inviting communities and visitors.
Mindanao has a truly unique and compelling history, setting it apart from the rest of the Philippines. Our sources say it's a land of superlatives, home to the world's largest eagle,
The Philippine eagle.
the world's most expensive shells, the world's richest nickel deposits, and some of the world's deepest water. This combination of extraordinary natural resources and biodiversity is astounding, contributes to its distinct character.
Indigenous tribes range across Mindanao, and their traditional dwellings, much like elsewhere, typically occupy huts that stand on stilts above the ground, shows a consistent architectural adaptation.
But here's where Mindanao's historical narrative truly diverges, setting it apart. Crucially, some indigenous groups follow Islam. In fact, mosques may outnumber Catholic churches in southwestern towns.
That's a profound distinction.
It is, because the religion was introduced to these shores about 800 years ago, before the Spanish arrived. This early arrival of Islam, preceding Christianity by centuries, fundamentally shaped Mindanao's cultural and political landscape, makes its history distinct from the Christianization of Luzon and Visayas.
When we look at the urban centers of Mindanao, we find vibrant hubs reflecting its unique character. Davao City, for example, a first-class, highly urbanized city, bustling metropolis, economic heart of the region.
Right.
And when you enter Lanao del Sur province, particularly around Lake Lanao, it immediately signals that the traveler has entered Muslim country. Distinctive architecture, mosques, cultural practices marking a clear cultural shift.
Basilan, an island and city in the Celebes Sea, southwest of Mindanao. Notably inhabited by the Yakans, described as descendants of early Papuan peoples, contributes to the island's unique ethnic makeup, rich cultural traditions.
And the Sulu archipelago, stretching southwest from Mindanao, comprises hundreds of volcanic and coral islands and numerous rocks and reefs. This intricate chain further highlights the immense geographic and ethnic diversity of the South. Each island with its own story, unique communities.
Delving into the ethnic groups, we find a rich tapestry in Mindanao. The Tuoli, or Tagabili, an animist ethnic group in the highlands of southwestern Mindanao, renowned for their intricate beadwork, the iconic Tenalak cloth.
Beautiful textiles. The Maranao are the largest of the Muslim cultural linguistic groups in the Philippines. Their land is owned by the clan and controlled by local leaders known as datus, emphasizing their strong clan-based social structure, traditional leadership.
Then there are the Tausug, also spelled Tausug, Joloano, Sulu, Suluk, one of the largest of the Muslim groups. Primarily in the Sulu archipelago, known for seafaring traditions, vibrant culture, and the Yakan, also spelled Yakan, an ethnic group mainly on Basilan Island, distinctive for elaborate weaving traditions, unique traditional attire. Each group contributes its own vibrant thread to Mindanao's rich, complex cultural tapestry.
It's truly diverse. This distinct religious landscape is central to understanding Mindanao's identity. While the Philippines is broadly a staunchly Christian nation due to Spanish rule, Islam, about 7% nationally, has been practiced for centuries in Mindanao and Sulu. Other significant groups include the Aglapayan Church, about 1%, and Iglesia ni Cristo, INC, 3%, with smaller numbers of Buddhist, Taoist, and animist followers contributing to religious pluralism.
What's fascinating here is the historical timeline. Islam touched Philippine shores in the 13th century, a full 2 centuries before the Spanish arrived.
Right, much earlier.
It spread gradually from the southwest, via Malaysia, Indonesia, brought by Muslim traders from the Persian Gulf or southern India. With Islam came a specialized system of government and new dimensions of culture. Legal codes, social structures, architectural styles, fundamentally shaping the region long before European contact.
This profound influence is beautifully illustrated by the town of Balawi in Lanao del Norte. A visitor immediately notices it shows more crescent moons than Christian crosses. The landscape dotted with innumerable mosques, often brilliantly painted in vivid reds, yellows, greens with distinct domes and minarets, a striking visual representation of the dominant faith and its deep cultural roots.
And when it comes to festivals, Mindanao hosts events reflecting its diverse cultural and religious landscape. One prominent example, Karayawan in Davao City, a non-religious week-long festival giving thanks.
Okay.
It's a vibrant celebration of bountiful harvest, ethnic diversity, showcasing rich traditions of indigenous groups through street dancing, floral floats, agricultural exhibits, fostering unity and appreciation for local culture.
For notable places related to religion illustrating Mindanao's diversity, the Lon War Buddhist Temple in Davao stands out, described as the biggest Buddhist temple in Mindanao. nestled amidst tranquil candle trees and bamboo near the city center.
Wow.
The temple features impressive Italian marble, a serene Buddha statue, intricately carved wood, carp-filled lily ponds, creating a peaceful sanctuary. Exemplifies a blend of spiritual traditions from across Asia in the heart of Mindanao.
And the politics unique to Mindanao before Spanish arrival offer another key distinction. One dominant structure was the sultanate, a more centralized system where a sultan in charge would assume both religious and secular authority over a territory.
Different from the Datus.
Right, a departure from the more localized Dato system common in the Visayas. Reflects a more complex, expansive governance influenced by Islamic traditions.
And critically, when Spanish colonizers arrived and pressured the rule of these sultans, the organized Muslim communities in the south, where they were most concentrated, significantly resisted. Yes, a direct, fierce response. Fueled by centuries of established sovereignty, a deep cultural identity, especially as dominant non-Muslims from the north took resources. This resistance led to centuries of conflict, forging a distinct political and cultural identity in Mindanao, characterized by a proud legacy of self-determination.
So what does this all mean for the distinct fashion and rich artistic traditions of Mindanao? Truly unique. Ethnic Taboli women, for instance, often wear an abaka turban, a colorfully ornate broad and round hat, meticulously adorned with intricate tanalak cloth, not just clothing, a statement of identity, artistry, connection to heritage.
You also find the distinctive bagobo attire, known for vibrant beadwork, bells, geometric patterns reflecting their rich animist traditions, and Tausug women wear a biatawi, a beautifully crafted blouse. Tight-fitting bodice flaring elegantly at the waist, deep neckline usually accommodating a pendant.
Sounds lovely.
Dressy versions often boast intricate gold buttons on sleeves, neckline, front opening, adding opulence and ceremony.
And the Marana or Maguindanao women wear the malong, that highly versatile tube skirt, draped over a simpler blouse called arbita, along with a kombom turban of light muslin fabric.
The malong itself is incredibly adaptable. Has many uses depending on the need of the wearer. It can transform from cape to coat, blanket, dress, even an improvised umbrella, showcasing remarkable ingenuity in everyday attire.
That's amazing versatility. When we explore art forms in Mindanao, the textiles are extraordinary. Tinalak, for instance, the sacred, meticulously hand-woven abaka fiber cloth by the Taboli people, renowned for intricate patterns, deep cultural significance, often used in rituals.
Right.
There's also ikat, a double ikat mat from Sulu, woven from banana leaf stalk fiber, abaka, showcasing complex dye-resist techniques.
The malong, that distinctive tube skirt from the Maranao, often mid-20th century, made of rayon, is another prime example. Both functional and artistic, with bold, geometric, and curvilinear designs. And the pisyabit is a distinct, intricately woven headscarf of the Tausug people. Vibrant colors, complex patterns, a symbol of identity. We also find silk-padded young tube shirts from Sulu and bagobo textile used in skirts, each piece telling a profound story of identity, skill, cultural heritage.
In terms of jars and pottery, you have the Madam Kendi, an earthenware vessel for secondary burial, often sculpted with anthropomorphic figures, offers insights into ancient burial practices.
Fascinating.
There are also intriguing heirloom teapots or kettles passed down generations reflecting trade, domestic life, not just utilitarian, they carry historical, profound cultural weight, windows into past societies.
And the carving in Mindanao is truly remarkable, almost always featuring the pervasive okir motif.
Okir, tell us more.
It's a distinctive curvilinear design, often floral or based on mythical creatures like the naga, a serpent-like figure, or the saramanok, a mythical bird. You see this intricate flowing pattern everywhere, from the majestic panelong, the extended, beautifully carved house beam on a torigan.
Right, those pointed ends.
Exactly. To various other crafts and everyday items. The saramanok, a carved miniature winged horse, often with a fish in its beak, is an iconic symbol of Murano art. Even practical items like carved holders for an agong, a type of gong, are transformed into works of art. It's a visual language unifying their art and architecture, a consistent thread of aesthetic expression.
And speaking of music, the kulintang, that percussive instrument, a row of small, horizontally laid gongs, found throughout Mindanao and Sulu.
Ah yes, the gong ensemble.
Central to their musical traditions, used in ceremonial and celebratory contexts, producing rich, resonant sounds, the backbone of their unique musical heritage.
And in crafts, beyond textiles and carvings, we find impressive items reflecting a warrior culture combined with artistry. There's the rawrub, a kong, formidable metallic armor of brass plates and carabao horn, showcasing defensive innovation and craftsmanship.
Wow.
The kempelon is a striking single-edged steel sword, uniquely hand-carved ivory handle, often in the form of a naga or serpent head, embodying strength, symbolic power. And the batige is a large, manually carved wooden top inlaid with mother-of-pearl. Traditional game piece that's also a miniature work of art, not just crafts. Expressions of a rich cultural narrative, embodying skill, tradition, purpose.
When we consider Mindanao's distinct architecture, it becomes immediately clear. Muslim architecture in the southern Philippines creates a cultural environment quite different from that found in the rest of the archipelago.
Definitely distinct.
It should not come as a surprise that Muslim architecture is different, as it draws from distinct Islamic influences arriving centuries before Spanish Christianization, a crucial distinction shaping the landscape and identity.
Yes, and only in Muslim areas do we find a separate architectural expression for the house of the political and social leader, the Datu or Sultan. The Torogan is such an expression, a grand, elaborately carved house signifying not just wealth but profound political and social power, with its distinctive soaring eaves, a unique structure communicating status.
Secondly, only in Muslim areas is there a distinctly native religious architecture, unique to the Mohammedan religion, embodied in the mosque. These mosques serve as a spiritual sanctuary aligned to Makkah.
Right. For Tausug and Yakan communities, a mosque might be called a lengal, while for Maranaos, it's a rangar. Linguistic variations for the same sacred purpose, central to community life and religious practice.
Within this unique architectural landscape, we see specific house types reflecting regional adaptations and cultural identities. The grand Torogan of the Maranao, the more practical Bajau stilt houses over water, the distinct Tausug and Yakan houses, each reflecting centuries of adaptation and tradition.
Let's delve into the interior design and furniture, often as rich and symbolic as the exteriors. The Muslim chest is a prominent feature, not just storage, but an artistic statement.
How so?
These chests are often adorned with shells cut into tiny diamonds and triangles, meticulously hammered in geometric patterns onto the lid, front, and the sides, creating dazzling surfaces. In Muslim houses, these were traditionally stacked against the walls, stuffed with valuables, serving as both secure storage and decorative elements. A general observation is, the older the piece, the finer the ornamentation, suggesting a historical trend towards increasing craftsmanship.
And accessories. Muslim traders brought a wealth of items, enriching local culture. Cannon and gongs, betel nut boxes, weapons, and carved chests, signifying vibrant trade. From Mindanao also came shiploads of mother-of-pearl Muslim chests together with hundreds of heirloom jars without necks called suling.
Suling jar.
Distinctive, often large, round, necklace jars. Prized for unique form, perhaps used for specific storage, not pouring. These items speak to a rich history of trade, a desire for ornate, valuable possessions, a culture valuing beauty in both functional and decorative.
The interiors of Tausug and Maranao houses offer particularly fascinating details. In Tausug House, the principal space of the ordinary purring house is the sleeping area, or bilik, highlighting its primary function.
Yeah.
Next in importance are the porch, often an extension of living space, and the kitchen. Generally no ceiling in these traditional homes, essentially a one-room building with an open, airy structure. Often a rectangular cloth suspended above the sleeping area protects inhabitants from dust, falling insects. But the most striking aspect is frequently the great number of colorful pillows in the sleeping area, piled high, arranged meticulously, indicating comfort, hospitality, love for vibrant textiles.
And the Marano houses, particularly the Grand Torogan, boast a truly lavish interior of the throne room, seen in replicas like at Maguindanao Village. This central space filled with brass trays with beautiful native and colorful covers, creating a rich centerpiece. Barambingan planks make up the lante flooring, held by sturdy wooden joists called dulog.
The wooden staircase, tuwak, and its stringer board are not merely functional. They scream of the folk motif ochre carvings, transforming a utilitarian element into art. Walls of gisuk wood, reinforced by tartex studs, hold the dending walling planks. The carved center beam inside tinawale, literally intestine of the house, supports the crucial king post of the roof, symbolizing the structure's heart.
Wow.
Traditional Maranao houses used thick kugan grass for roofing, a tube, supported by rambutan beams, adorned by a diangle finial on top. Though during American times, more durable GI sheets began replacing kogan, reflecting changing materials.
More intricate ochre carvings fill the door, paita, and sliding windows, roasan, ensuring artistic expression is omnipresent. Typically no ceilings either, reinforcing the open design. Instead, appliqued cloths added color and texture overhead. A beautifully adorned bed reflecting family status would also be in a Torrigan. The omnipresence of ochre motifs throughout every structural and decorative element is defining, truly unifying their art, architecture, cultural identity into a magnificent whole. Connecting the threads, unifying elements, this has been an incredible journey through Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, revealing the incredible distinctions that make each region unique. But as we reflect, what common threads, what unifying elements truly connect these diverse parts of the Philippines?
What's truly fascinating, I think, is that despite all the regional differences, construction techniques, materials, appearance, there's that profound shared architectural principle tying them together. The floating volume, the stilt house.
Right, the house on stilts, everywhere.
It's exactly. This fundamental adaptation, raising the living space, is a crucial response to the tropical environment. Ventilation, floods, pests. It shows an inherent, shared understanding of their environment and a practical, ingenious solution transcending regional styles.
Absolutely. And then there's that enduring blend of indigenous animist beliefs with the introduced religions, whether it's Christianity in the north and center or Islam in the south. This isn't just historical. It's a living, breathing syncretism, vividly showcased in their passionate festivals, daily rituals, cultural expressions across all regions. It's a testament to the Filipino capacity for integration, where ancient reverence for nature and ancestors continues to inform modern spiritual practices.
This also highlights their resourcefulness, their deep connection to the land. Across the board, we've seen the ingenious use of local organic materials, bamboo, nipa palm for structures, diverse woods, versatile abaca for textiles, natural shells for crafts.
Using what's there.
Precisely. These materials aren't just used. They're transformed through meticulous craftsmanship into homes, textiles, household items. Reflects a profound connection to their immediate environment, promoting resourcefulness and a form of sustainable living long before those terms became buzzwords.
And finally, that strong, undeniable thread of intricate craftsmanship and artistic expression weaves through all regions, transforming the utilitarian into works of enduring beauty.
Yeah.
From the mesmerizing binnacle textiles of Luzon to the precision of guitar making in Mactan, Visayas, and the incredible ubiquitous ochre carvings adorning Maranao art and architecture in Mindanao. And let's not forget the jeepney, that iconic rolling work of art.
Can't forget the jeepney. There's an undeniable artistic spirit making the everyday extraordinary. Ultimately, these vernacular styles aren't just about aesthetics or practical design. They're deeply embedded in the social structures, spiritual beliefs, practical needs of the Filipino people. This deep dive offered us a holistic view, showing how resilience, adaptability, ingenuity, artistry are profoundly intertwined, creating a vibrant, multifaceted national identity.
Outro.
We've covered an incredible amount of ground today, from the majestic ancient rice terraces of Ifugao to the mystical sorcerers of Siquijor and the grand sultanates of Mindanao. This deep dive has truly offered you, our listener, a unique shortcut, maybe, to understanding the vibrant, complex, and resilient cultural identity of the Philippines, far beyond what you might typically encounter in a travel guide or a quick news report.
It's really about appreciating the nuances that make each part of this nation special, while recognizing the underlying ingenuity and spirit that connect them. It's a testament, really, to the human capacity for adaptation and creation in harmony with environment and tradition. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, here's a provocative thought for you to ponder. Given the remarkable adaptability, the resourcefulness, the cultural depth showcased in these Philippine vernacular styles, what can we, as a global community, learn from this traditional wisdom when facing modern challenges, like sustainability, preserving unique identities in an increasingly uniform world, building communities that truly reflect their local environments?
Good question.
What specific insights from the Philippines' embrace of its heritage can inspire your own approach to problem solving or appreciation of local culture wherever you are? Think about that, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.